So, did you see all 3 episodes of the Picard series?
Yes. Are we going to introduce this as the review of the first 3 episodes of the Star Trek Picard series?
It's not Star Trek Picard.
It's not Star Trek Picard? Is it just Picard?
It's not real Star Trek.
Oh, I see. Because at the same time while we're doing that, we're unboxing these things. Actually, we didn't really do any research on these guys, but what you can do, the research you can do on the back is that these are made by Marty Abrams, as they call him, aka the father of action figures.
I guess that's
that must be him, yeah. He's relaunched these figures in response to overwhelming demand. Mego Corp. What? Mego Corp was startled by his father, David Abrams, in 1954 and named him his younger brother, Howard, who would say Mego to Howard. What's all this noise? Became head of sales of the company. Mego Corp sold over 20 million of its now standard 8-inch action figures worldwide, and Mego Corp is proud to take over that fine heritage today. So my guess is, so this isn't so much about redoing old Star Trek toys. It's probably doing old Mego toys.
Yeah.
Because we found these. Well, that was last summer, and it was already down to $15 from like 30. And this guy we found only last year, before the snow fell, at Toys R Us.
Toys R Us, yeah.
And this was like $20. So it looks like what they did was I don't know if these are based on their old toys, but these are from very specifically the next generation anyway, not Picard.
Yeah, but close enough.
Yeah.
Now we could find something to open up while we talk about Picard.
Yeah. I'm not saying that was a bad thing. I'm saying this is what these are.
It does have a picture of Picard on it.
It does have a picture of Picard. This one's Riker. This Borg is not Picard. It's not Lucutus. It's just random Borg.
Yeah.
We can look at the back maybe.
Yeah.
See, he's got, yeah.
Random.
For Riker, we just have him smiling. Looks like this was just a regular, what do you call it, promotional photo shoot, because that's just a regular background carpet there. Well, as we see, like, Riker's pretty much already set up, but this guy has a lot of things. Like, it looks like is that a human face on him?
It looks...
Because I think this guy over here is a Klingon.
I'm not sure.
So I think they have, like, multiple
Kind of looks like he
species.
has a ridge on his head. Oh, we'll open up and look. Yeah,
Series
we're talking about Picard.
that came out in March, the beginning, the first episode.
Yeah.
Now the third one, as of this recording, came out on Thursday. Today's Saturday. And it took them... So I was saying about the first 2 episodes, it's like, let's get to the fireworks factory already to get to the past, as it was advertising to be about.
Yeah.
And still, it took halfway through the 3rd episode to finally get out of the ship.
Yeah.
Because at the beginning, they fly through something and get into the 21st century. We don't get the same kind of cool marble heads of the actors like we did in Star Trek 4 when they slingshot.
Yeah, they
around.
did like a voyage home maneuver.
Yeah, but they didn't.
Warped around the sun.
But they didn't do the special effects of it, I guess.
No.
Yeah, no, this is weird where it's like, it seems like a lot of this is about nostalgia, but they don't put in like the things I would assume you would.
Anyway, remember let's start with the first episode.
Yeah, oh yeah, so...
Let's go in order here.
So yeah, so where we're basically ended at is that we're now finally in the 21st century, 2024.
Right. So, first episode.
Q slaps Picard in the face really hard.
That second episode.
Oh, okay.
Okay, first one, that is, I guess, catching everyone up on where all the characters are.
Oh yeah, that's when that sort of 50-year-old comes on to the 90-year-old.
Yeah.
And then gets really angry when the 90-year-old feels too old.
The housekeeper is trying to have an affair with the lord of the manor.
Yes, and then, yeah, and it's like, but I'm old.
Because her husband, they killed off her husband between seasons.
Oh, he wasn't...
Off screen.
Yeah, I was trying to think, did that guy die? And I guess he wasn't shot or anything?
No, they just said he died.
Yeah, so is she... Now, I guess it's possible she is, like, also 90 in Romulan years, but She obviously looks like she's between like 45 or 55. She doesn't look like, she looks like, you know, a woman still in her prime who can still move, you know?
Well, yeah.
Compared to poor old Picard, who has that sort of old man
Was really old.
about him. Yeah.
Like, just looks and sounds so old and tired.
Yeah. Yeah, because and then we meet another old, tired person, Guinan.
Who can... Well, okay, second episode.
Oh, was that this? No, that was... I thought that was the first one.
No, that was for... Okay, yeah, first episode.
Yeah, because Q only shows up right at the very end of the first episode.
Remember how the first episode started?
Yeah, it starts off with all the character. They reintroduce us to the characters. The woman who killed her boyfriend, well, tells another person that, and her whole goes over the first season with someone trying to hit on her.
No, not even.
Or he just says hi.
Yeah, he wasn't even trying to hit on her. He just like came up and to her and said hi.
Yeah.
She goes, no.
Yeah.
No, I killed my last boyfriend.
Yeah. And we don't learn if that's okay with him or not, or what he even wanted. Yeah, so it begins like that. What's the very first... Oh, yeah, no, it really begins though with the fact that Picard had a bad childhood, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
With a bad father.
In the utopian future.
And they were really... Yeah.
Yeah, this was like the year when all the bad stuff came back.
Yeah.
Like the drug use, racism.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, last year was all about racism, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But this year they brought back, like domestic violence and things like that.
Yeah. No,
which I suppose could be happening in the future, but they don't really
that
put...
all came back in the 24th century.
They didn't really put it into any sort of context, though.
For just like 2 years, though.
Yeah, like, I don't know, like, do these people even care about... Like, okay, so when, what was his name? Who wrote Star Trek 3? Star Trek...
Gene Roddenberry.
Sorry, Star Trek 3 of the new Star Treks. Beyond, Star Trek Beyond.
Oh.
Simon Pegg wrote that one.
Yeah.
And what I heard was he went back and watched all the episodes of the original series. So he sort of got an idea and the flavor of the thing, right? And I don't think these guys even watch Star Trek or care to capture anything. Like, I don't even know if Picard watched Star Trek, you know? Like, the actor.
Yeah, he had like that scene in some sort of apiary. I don't know, something that... One of the destroyed sections of his house.
Yeah.
That was destroyed by a fire, which killed his whole family. Now he's living in there.
Oh, that's right. You mean he would have rebuilt that?
Yeah.
It all burnt down in a fire that killed, yes, his brother's family, the only family he had. And then that was a story point for a bit in one movie, and then Data came back.
Yeah.
So that episode, so we don't even go anywhere. That episode was just to set everyone up and just to get everyone back. And then we also have an action ending with the Borg Queen.
Right.
Which they were always, they're heavily, in the first episode, they were heavily hinting that Picard's mom is involved with the Borg somehow. Picard's mother.
Well, it's his mom. The Queen is his mom now.
I forget, is that the actress? Because she doesn't act like that's his mom.
Not the actress. No, the one that appeared in the future section of the episode. Or the one that appeared on the bridge of the Stargazer. That was his mom.
Oh, then who's that other Borg?
That is...
The Borg Queen, right?
Yes, a Borg Queen.
Oh, where'd they get her from then?
She was just there.
Oh, okay.
That was in the second episode where...
And what happened to I thought she was the one who was in that costume, but maybe not.
No, well, I don't... Well, we never saw the face of...
Yeah.
Borg Queen.
But, so... Well, Picard's mother is going to show, or we're going to talk about her more anyway. So we could probably finish up the first episode and start on
Alright, so let's see. The drug addict lady was now back in Starfleet.
Oh yeah, for some
doing
reason.
Something.
And so was...
The elf guy is now in Starfleet.
Yeah, for some reason. Yeah, everyone has to go to Starfleet and everything. That's the one thing DS9 did that no one else, because because this is kind of nostalgia as well. There is still a sort of weird reverence for I guess, the institutions, where Starfleet is the place everyone wants to go to, and aliens even want to turn human in order to go to Starfleet, and they seem to be keeping that tradition alive with Elrond.
Yeah, I guess because like he was like a part of some kind of super.
Yeah, he had
secret,
his whole
like,
other organization as part of.
ninja warrior clan.
But the thing about DS9, so I don't forget, is that in DS9, Jake Sisko, the kid of the Starfleet captain, decides he wants to be a journalist instead of a Starfleet person, which is a very interesting twist. Because everyone always wants to be in Starfleet.
I know it's his alien friend who wants to be in Starfleet.
And it's his alien friend. First Frank. And there they go. Even aliens want to be part of Starfleet, though. They still have that, I guess.
And then, 7 was in... She now has Rios' ship.
Yes, yeah.
For some reason.
Oh, yeah, because, I guess he must have gave it to her because he was a captain now.
Yeah, he went back to Starfleet.
Everyone came back to Starfleet. And then the Borg comes and sort of assimilates things, but a big explosion happens, and there's Q. And he's like, hey, just like Guinan, I'm going to turn old too to make you comfortable and save on CG. And then, we're on a cliffhanger. And the Borg are reintroduced, so let's take a look at our Borg.
So let's start with the Borg. Let's see what gluing it back together.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's not much. Like this has, what do you call these? Bubble packages or something? Maybe we can just get this out of the way.
Like plastic molds.
Yeah, so it's a bit more traditional like that.
It's gonna be like way too much packaging, like more packaging than necessary for that thing.
Yeah. So as we open this up, looks like it has a case over it. But there's a bit more to it than just these guys. Something in the back.
Oh yeah.
So here we got our guys there. And it looks like, what's this? Licensed product from Diamond Select Toys.
I guess that's an instruction manual.
Instruction manual, or maybe it's like a authentic, what do you call it? Certificate of authentication. Oh, something to mail in. Maybe you can register your toy.
So you can get like updates and stuff.
Yeah.
You can download patches for the toy.
Patches for the toy. Oh no, it's just the ads. But it looks like, not even just the original, but the ones from the movies. From Star Trek 2, I guess. This Enterprise.
Oh, yeah, the refit.
And then there's a couple more. You can get. Is this from? Oh, these are from the movies. It looks like.
Oh, from the Abrams movies.
Yeah. Oh, so I wonder if this is actually from 2012 then. So here's more stuff they're advertising. Communicators. Those look pretty cool. Do you want to start talking about episode 2 now?
Yeah, episode 2.
All right. So episode 2.
No, we're in the evil universe now.
Yeah, well, it's not the dark universe, so it's like an alternate timeline. Well, first, before we get there, so yes, we don't get to the fireworks factory in the first episode. We don't even get told about going back in time. In the second one, though, when we meet Q, he meets Q. Q gives Picard a big slap in the face. Because we're extreme now. We're back to being extreme like it's the late 90s.
Yeah.
It was so silly, though.
Yeah, no, he kept saying like that was his penance. Like it's not a lesson, it's a penance. Teleporting him into an evil universe.
No, I did laugh when he slapped him. That was just so weird and over the top.
No, that was dumb. I know that you wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Like he'd turn him into like an amoeba or something and slap him.
Yeah, like how often is he really all that physical?
No, he's not. Yeah. Oh, he's got lots of articulation.
Well, it says for Riker he has quite a few things to 14 things of articulation, so this guy must have at least 14.
Okay, so he's pretty pulsable actually.
Yeah, well he was originally like 30-some. Well, he's probably even more originally.
Still a little bit stiff in some places, but...
Yeah.
Oh, he stands pretty well.
Yeah, he's got some heft to him as well. I guess his head pops off because there's another one. Oh yeah, just like that.
See, it's like a Klingon head.
Where's my head? servos. Oh yeah, so it looks like this guy also comes with, which is this guy's obviously a human, but this guy is much more obviously a Klingon though. So can't really like notice like this one you wouldn't notice a Vulcan Borg because their ears are covered up. Yeah. So I guess Picard did something mysteriously bad in his past, but I guess we don't know what it is yet, and that made the 24th century evil for some reason.
Yeah.
And then some reason they have to go way back into the past to stop it. That's what they say, but we don't really know why even.
First, we get like a whole bunch of cameos.
But we do get a few cameos.
Remember from characters from other series? Remember we got Gul Dukat?
Okay.
And then there was a cameo from Sarek, the Falcon.
I thought
Spock's dad.
All right. When I first saw that scene, first 30 seconds, this is a really cool idea. Oh yes, we're more advanced in our technology to control the skulls of these creatures and then he goes on and explains every single one of the skulls. Yeah. It's like, no, just one, Gul Dukat. Good, you get the rest of the idea that these are all the guys. That'd be a perfect scene that gives you some color, but no, we just sit on that scene forever. Like all the scenes go on forever.
We had to name off famous characters from past shows.
But we already did with Gul Dukat, and that was perfect. And then they just overdid it.
Yeah, well, we needed to know that one of them was Martok, the Klingon counselor guy.
Yeah.
From Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
I think though it'd been better, but if it was a movie, we would have just been shown Gul Dukat or one of the other, or Martok, and then.
He was a general, not a counselor.
Didn't he become emperor at some point?
Yes, then he became the emperor.
Yeah, and then they go into the 24th century, and then we get 3 separate scenes of everyone discovering where they are.
Yeah, we had to hammer home the idea that we're in an evil universe.
So like we went through that whole scene of Picard going, what is this? Oh, we're in an evil universe. And we cut to 7 going, where am I? Is this a dream? And then she does calculations. It's like, no, oh no, I'm in an evil universe. And then we cut to the doctor. It's like, where am I? Oh no, it's an evil universe. And then we cut to the captain, the old captain of his ship. Rios. And he's like, well, I'm being just as repetitive as they are. Where am I? Oh no, it's an evil universe. 4 times.
No, 5, because remember Elfman, the elf guy.
I forget, what did elf guy do?
He's part of some kind of resistance cell that blows up buildings.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's where they brought back racism again. That's racist against non-Earth people or something. Oh yeah, Eradication Day it was or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Eradication Day for some reason just takes place in this very enclosed area with people who are not important. Like they're all just like they're in like ruffian street clothes, with like gloves without fingers and things like that.
Well, that's how you know they're evil.
But I'm wondering, like, so what did they? This must be a ticketed event then, because it's not like everyone can fit in there. Like,
no, it was like a very small gathering.
So they must have like had tickets ahead of time for this.
Well, yeah, of course. Like, don't you want to see the Borg Queen get shot?
And then they find out that
we couldn't afford more extras, so we just had like a small stage with just 3 people on it.
Yeah, it just looks so. And you know what? And I would not have noticed that probably if it was like a scene in a regular movie that only took like 2 minutes, right?
Yeah.
But we were there for like 10. Where Picard just sort of holds a gun at the Borg Queen for like a good long time.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot you.
I swear, I'm gonna shoot you.
Just any second now, I'm gonna pull the trigger.
I'm not waiting for anything.
I'm not buying time or anything. So like 7 is like the president of the evil universe.
Yeah, and she's like, I'm going to call somebody. Nobody listened to my calls. I'm the president. And she calls up Stavros. Or what's his name? Rios. I don't know any of the names except for Picard. Oh, I know 7 of 9. I don't know. What's the doctor's name? The name's is the last thing I remember about anybody.
Agatha?
Alright, so we got Agatha, Rios, Elrond, but it's not Elrond. It sounds like Elrond, doesn't it? Elroy?
Eleanor? I don't know. Elrond is part of a resistance group. Gets captured by the evil Federation police. No, the Evil Confederation. What they're called now.
Yes.
And
Confederation. That's right. They do have like a thing in Star Trek where it's like there's like the evil names and the non-evil names, and Federation is good and Confederation's always bad.
but yeah.
Oh yeah, and Admiral is good and General is bad as well. All the bad guys are generals, not admirals.
And yeah, the drug addict lady is head of all the police. The evil police.
Oh yes. All right. Doctor is named Agnes.
Agnes, okay.
Raffi for the drug addict woman.
Right.
Okay, Cristobal Rios. Okay, so his name is Chris Rios. Elnor, yeah, not Elrond. Elnor is the Vulcan or the Romulan.
Elrond? Elnor?
Elnor, E-L-N-O-R.
All right.
And of course, 7 of 9. Laris is the name of the woman who came on to onto Grandpa.
Okay.
So, yeah.
These don't really fit into anywhere. Like these little bits. These
Actually,
are like the eye bits, but I can't really find a place for them to go.
well, yeah, I think those are the ridges you saw on the human. So Klingon Man, of course, has ridges, but yeah, you can put them on.
I don't know if you can see
I
it.
saw 2 holes in the front there.
It has like holes in the eyes. I don't know if you can see it that well.
Just gotta find a way to jam it into his
I
eyes.
guess that kind of works. Not really, but
Does anything jam into his forehead? Because he has some holes there on his forehead.
yeah, it looks like there's some forehead bits.
Oh, there we go. The Klingon's got a thing here. Yeah, so, it ends on a cliffhanger, doesn't it? They don't even get to Earth yet.
Yeah, so we all finally get together and figure out. Well, yeah, they discover that there's a Borg queen in the laboratory that Agnes is working at.
Okay, yeah, that's right. We never saw Mom or that Borg, but yeah, they discover a Borg in the evil world.
You know, this is more traditional looking Borg queen from like First Contact. Although it's played by a different actor. Oh, look, a cat just spontaneously leapt up on the table of our own free will.
Yeah. Here we go.
And apparently this Borg is able to like look through space and time to other Borgs in other universes.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, I guess the Borg did say in First Contact, at least, that when Picard said, "I killed you," she's like, "You think in such 3-dimensional terms." So,
Yeah.
so then how come they didn't already just completely go into the past and envelop? Or maybe they did already in certain universes already have Earth. Because they did have Earth for a bit there when, but in First Contact, when Picard saw that.
Well, maybe the Picards in the other universes stopped them.
Yeah.
Oh, remember there was that episode where all the enterprises from other universes were all coming together
when
in
it's
that one
like-
episode, and one of them came from like a Borg universe.
It's
where
like, oh no, we're almost destroyed. Yeah, Riker's there saying that.
was the cutest took over the universe there.
Yeah, and then they blow up and Picard just keeps playing his flute.
Yeah.
Did you see that edit? All right, a long time ago, probably 10 or more years ago, someone did an edit of Star Trek things. And one is Picard keeps trying to play his flute, but he's always interrupted. Also, he's playing his flute very badly. It's always like, and then someone will go beep beep, and he has to put it down. It's like, yes, what?
Oh.
And then it would edit in things like, oh no, and then like the on the view screen, you would see Riker go, "The Borg are going to destroy us," and then he turns it off and keeps playing his flute.
But where were we?
They found the Borg Queen,
Right. The Borg
and she can see all different universes. And is that when they mention a Watcher? I remember they keep talking about a Watcher at some point in the 3rd episode.
Yes, there's a Watcher. They have to find. Or no, yeah. So yeah, no. The Borg Queen gives them their quest for the next episode, but then at first they have to like smuggle her out of the evil universe laboratory, and apparently, and like they try to beam out, but then they can't because they
The guy looks like he wants to shake hands.
Remember they tried to beam out, but then they can't because apparently there was a security field preventing beaming out that they didn't think there would be.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, convoluted stuff to make sure they're where they need to be. All right, so I got here. You can make an extra Borg. It looks like it's Billy Unfinished Borg.
Yeah, you're just an arm.
I'm many arms. Resistance is futile. Resistance is futile. Kill me. Wow. Oh, his head went. Oh, it was just an arm all along.
Futile. Yeah.
Yeah, not for the Borg.
Yeah, but apparently the security system goes down when there's like a celebration happening.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then like they beam out, but then they get attacked by the evil Federation again, and and Seven like has this husband guy who's also arbitrator or was it?
Well, it was her personal assistant. It looked like.
Yeah, but he was like magistrate. He was like a magistrate.
Oh, just has a rank of some sort.
Yeah. And no name. We never figure out his name.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's like, "What's my full name?"
Yeah. So like they catch up to them before they get to the fireworks factory to have a cliffhanger for the next episode. So they like beam in, Rios' old ship. They beam into that and then shoot Elfman and.
What's my full name?
But yeah.
What's my full name? What's my blood type? I can ask you those same stupid questions. Yeah, you could always try turning it on the other guy when they try to.
Yeah.
That's insulting. What's your full name? Yeah. Full name is Jerkface. That's your full name. And it's like, oh, it is you. Because obviously, yeah, that's probably it too. Like she was probably very abusive towards him too, and then he's probably getting confused that.
Yeah.
You know, because now it's like nice 7 of 9 rather than evil 7 of 9. Because like Picard there apparently loves to kill people, so I'm assuming 7 of 9, who loves to kill people in normal universe, must love to kill people in the evil universe. Yeah, how many people did she kill? She 7 of 9.
Kill anybody?
She killed the evil in the first series. She killed the evil
you mean
leader.
Picard? The Picard series, yeah.
7 of 9 in Picard series. She killed the sister to the Romulan bad guy, and then she probably just shot a whole lot of other Romulans too.
Yeah, she killed those bandits who beamed onto her ship.
That's what she was trying to learn, right, in Voyager, how to kill as many people as possible.
Yeah, that's what all the time on the Voyager, all the character arcs and all that was all leading to her being like a vigilante.
Yeah. And you know what? I wouldn't necessarily mind that, but they don't really go into why she's a vigilante. I think a lot of these things you could get away with if you actually like explored it, but they don't explore it. They just go, let's have action figure. And they go, yes, action figure. Yeah. That's our character. That's all they do for these characters nowadays.
Well, she does say something like about she was never really accepted by Federation because she was a Borg.
But I feel like
there's something along that line.
I don't know. Well, maybe it's just me, but I feel like we could really explore that more. We don't really.
Yeah, we could, but this is.
But it feels like we're not really like going anywhere with it.
We could, but this is the Kurtzman Star Trek, so we can't have that.
Yeah.
Need like actiony bits. Needs to be all action all the time.
All right, so maybe.
Never mind how we get to the action.
Exactly. It is just. Or they just put one action sequence in there just because they're wasting time too, I guess.
Anyway, but the cliffhanger though for that episode is that they beam on, like they shoot the Elnor? Yeah, they shoot Elnor. Now they have them all at gunpoint, and like they're like all helpless. And the episode ends.
Yeah.
And then the very beginning of the next episode, they just take their guns and shoot them with it.
Oh yeah, that was easy.
Yeah.
And then
easy resolution.
And then finally they get back in time. That's right, they have another action thing where they get back in time. Borg Queen does stuff. And that goes on forever. And yeah, and then we finally get into 24 or 21st century Earth, but then we just sit in the ship for another half hour.
Yeah.
And it sucks because I was like, let's get to now.
Well, we have to
And it's such a tease. Like, even in the 3rd episode, we still have to go through all that stuff before we get out.
Well, first we have to have half an hour of them, like, crying and yelling at each other.
Yeah.
For things that are not their fault.
I know, and it's just like, how many scenes do we need to have of, I don't want to keep her calling drug addict lady, but of Raffi being sad that, like, we understand she's really angry and upset that he's dead. We need one scene of that. And then the next scene has to either develop it or we don't have it.
Because, like, Elnor dies.
Yeah.
In the next...
But here's what you usually do in movie storytelling, at least. You have a scene, you set it up, she's really messed up by Elnor dying.
Yeah.
And then the next time you look into that Hearst thing, you develop that to another thing. So we don't just have another scene of her being upset that Elrond is dead. We have a scene of her going, now I have a plan though. Or, you know, we develop it more. We don't just have another scene of her being upset. Because, like, what I mean is, like, then we have another scene of her, like, of her, like, saying, all right, Seven, I've got this going on, this is the plan, and Seven goes, we should talk about what happened. She goes, no, we're not going to talk about it. Emotions are bad right now. And then, but we don't really need that scene, because we already had that whole long scene with Picard and that whole setup, and remember how we sat there with Picard being yelled at for 10 minutes about because he was a really bad leader?
Yeah.
So we didn't need that extra scene of her and 7 and 9.
No.
That just seemed... That's
Well, they could have just cut out the part where she was yelling at Picard and
then use that scene instead, yeah.
That would have been much better.
And basically the reason why this feels stretched out is because whenever they revisit a storyline, they don't always develop it. They usually just reiterate the fact that they're in this situation again, and they don't add something to it. And that's what it felt like, basically, just the same scenes over and over again, so that we can just stretch it out longer before we get into the 21st century.
Yeah, but we need that scene where she accuses Picard of playing around with Q, or what was that? She was
What do you know anything
yelling about how
apparently
he's responsible for Q messing around with humanity.
Apparently she was a fan of Star Trek The Next Generation as well, like the rest of us. Knows all about their adventures.
Well, if she doesn't actually, because, like, it was always Q who was, like, messing around with Picard, and Picard was doing his best to, like, get things back in order.
Right. Oh, I see what you're saying now. Picard's the one who's refusing to...
No, it's because, well, no, like,
she
was, like, she was saying, like, you were messing with humanity with Q, even though that's not how it went down.
Oh, okay.
Like, saying, like, she was making strange accusations about things that didn't happen.
Even though they keep repeating themselves, I still feel lost all the time in that show.
Yes, actually. Like,
even though they do say the same things over and over again. Yes, and then how... Yeah, and that Borg scene, like, it seemed like... Yeah, they have, like, 2 scenes where they have, like, the setup before they hook her up to the Borg, and then they have the Borg scene. That feels like you could have done that in one scene as well, because both those scenes went on forever. Where it's like, I want to be hooked up to the Borg Queen. No, you can't, but I want to. No, you can't, but I wanna. All right, let's move to the next scene then, and hook you up to the Borg Queen.
Well, we had to fill out time, because we couldn't get to we couldn't get off the ship until like halfway in, so we had to fill all the time out.
The cheaper part would be shooting in 21st century Los Angeles, where all the sets are already made up. Like, they probably didn't even have to build that hospital set. They could have just went over to whatever and just used it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. This is, so since Abrams in 2009, Star Trek was being shot in Toronto all the way up till Picard. And it still is. Like, Discovery's still shot in Toronto. But finally, the one nostalgia thing that this is that now Picard is being shot in Los Angeles, so we're seeing all of the old Star Trek places they would shoot at anyway.
Yeah.
Like, they should go out into the desert. They should drive out into the desert. And it's like, wait a minute, this looks exactly like that desert planet I got stuck on with Will Wheaton on.
Like,
This place looks like where I remember, but didn't Kirk fight an alien on this rock?
Yeah, isn't that where he fought the Gorn?
Yeah. It's like Battlestar, where everything looks like BC.
Yeah.
Every planet looks like BC. Every planet looks like right out of Los Angeles for Picard.
Or like Stargate, where every
is also British Columbia.
Yeah. Where, like every planet is British Columbia.
That's right. That's even more egregious too, because that's the idea. They're going to a bunch of different planets. Because yeah, thinking about it, it's always jungle. I don't think there's very rarely it's desert. It's always trees.
Yeah.
Always. Like I watched the first season of it.
Like it's always like northern pine trees and things you find in like the northern America.
They don't really switch it up very much, do they? Like not even just to pretend it's like different trees. Like there must be an area where they have slightly different trees they could go to.
Yeah.
Like they all these are evergreens. Are there like I don't know what's another name for a tree? Apple tree somewhere else? Spruce trees or not spruce trees somewhere? So yeah, the Borg Queen is just a body for the second episode. She's still a body for the third episode.
She's just like an upper torso. She's still got her hands.
Oh, sorry, that's what I meant. Just a torso.
Really no legs.
And so she has a lot of articulation everywhere but her legs. So here, though, this guy does have legs, and I don't know how much articulation it says here, but yeah, it looks like it's a lot more than we were expecting, wasn't it? Oh yeah, look at that. He's got double knees there, it looks like.
It's like mainly just his knees, elbows.
Yeah.
Ankles.
Oh, so that means he can like really sit down like he's
like he's praying to the Borg Queen.
Oh yeah.
Or he's bowing to the Queen. Yeah.
Well, when we do episodes 3 through 6, Riker will show up and then they can.
Yeah.
Oh, his arm came off.
Oh.
So yeah, oh yeah, that's right. So they also got a whole lot of different arms you can put on this guy too, along with articulation.
Well, there's 2.
But okay, so this is probably not a thing of articulation, but he goes like this.
Well, you can do the splits.
You can do the splits while he dances by that far. He's got some body armor there. It looks like he just moves here.
His torso moves, rotates.
Yeah, looks like there's some joiners here that don't move.
I think that's just where they
glued the thing.
Glued the body, the parts together.
Yeah. And then, so his torso moves, and yeah, his arm.
Did you break something?
Oh, that's weird. Something snapped, but now it just means it moves better and it doesn't fall out.
Oh. Well, good.
Yeah, now he's moving like this arm. Yeah, so he moves like that, a little bit out to the side.
Well, they don't move very much anyway.
I should make sure I do that. Not a super amount, I guess, but there's some good. The fingers are not separate. His wrist is, though. I'm not exactly sure what people look for in the. Oh, his legs can really get effed up if you play around with it enough. Or his torso. Oh no! Oh, okay. This leg moves. Actually, it feels like there's some stiff bits in here anyway.
Yeah.
But I don't want to test it out. So he's got, the clamps. Does this arm come off?
No.
No, not for, I would give him a double. Yeah, in the TV show, still in the movies, they look so much like someone's just grabbing onto a thing because it's so much longer in this show. It kind of looks like this too as well.
No, it looks like a prop arm. So.
Yeah, it'd be cool if they could in the new one have actually look like it's the same length or something. So so the Borg Queen. Oh yeah, so she's just a torso. So they try to go into her mind to find the Watcher that's brought up at some point, and apparently the Watcher knows what to do.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's all convoluted, but anyway, she touches minds with the Borg Queen, and I guess we're afraid that she might get assimilated or something.
Yeah, apparently the Borg Queen likes to go through your mind first before she assimilates you.
Okay.
And, like, stimulate every part of your brain, like the scared section and the angry section, the angry yelling at an old man section.
Yeah.
And then assimilate you.
Yeah, but you could just not listen to him.
Yeah.
If he says, I want to go on an intergalactic adventure, just take him to Jupiter, and he'll get tired and want to go home anyway.
Well, but apparently, while the Borg was assimilating her, she was stealing information from the Borg Queen.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Well, that was the thing. Yeah, they were going to try to steal information from her before she assimilated her. And the Borg Queen is like, oh no. I've been bested by I guess a Star Trek character, because they're always the best. If you're on Star Trek, you're probably the best.
Yeah.
They rarely do B team stuff. And when it is the B team, they're like, this is definitely the B team. They're very much like, yeah, what that Voyager episode, Lower Decks, it's like, yeah, who are the crappy people on our ship here?
Who are the most disposable?
Yeah. Well, no, but and then it's like, let's train them or something like that.
Let's train these guys to be useful for a change.
But it's like, they're all just menial jobs, you know?
You know, like this one guy's job is just to like enter in some calculations.
Okay, here's another thing. And she's like, and it's also like in the context of bettering their military career, but we're really in a context of we're living on this ship for the rest of our lives, probably. There are other things than being better at army in life. Like, why was her first go-to to help these people to like put them on dangerous missions? Why wasn't it, maybe they have other interests that aren't just...
well, they were underperforming.
Yeah, well maybe, see, they're also stuck on this ship. Maybe this is when they figured out this was not for them, but they're stuck on this ship.
Yeah.
Maybe they needed to go somewhere else. Like it was still very much under the context of Federation is the gold standard of everything.
Well, no, I mean, like if you're isolated on like a ship and you have to rely on the other crewmen, then you kind of have to have everybody being at their best.
No, I do agree with that. It's just that maybe they needed to be shuffled around. Maybe they weren't at the best spot. And because there we go, finally.
Oh, there.
But Voyager wasn't really about realism anyway, I guess. It was about doing individual episodes.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's Voyager. How close are we?
Better series than Picard.
Oh, yeah, it is a better series than Picard. Where do we get to? They get info from Borg Queen.
Oh yeah, now we're at the fireworks factory.
Yeah, so poor old Rios goes. Yeah, he gets. They have like a montage scene of things happening.
Yeah, like Raffi gets teleported into like a dumpster or something.
Yeah.
And Seven teleports into like a playground. Scares a little kid. They get transport. Yeah, or they meet up at like a homeless thing. Yeah, no. Then Rios is transported like above ground, and he falls. He does like a pratfall right onto his face.
Yeah, it gets knocked around by the fire escape. Does a somersault. He also, like Seven and Raffi though, they're in like a homeless area where all these homeless people are, and they get mugged almost. But Raffi's able to very easily punch the person.
Yeah, and then like take apart
the gun.
A gun.
Oh yeah, a gun.
Very ancient.
I wasn't even thinking of that. Yeah, what the heck? Like this.
Like from her perspective, it's like an ancient technology that.
Hold me up with this cell phone.
Okay.
Give
me money.
All right.
Oh
no. All right. Now I'm going to deactivate. Oh, there's no moving parts on this. It's like a futuristic thing.
Yeah.
So this is how. Oh, say this was a phaser, and I took it from him. There would probably be a button. I'd go beep beep, and now it's deactivated. Yeah. And I use phasers all the time, so I know how it works.
Well, she should be good and like, where's the button on this thing?
And then so she should be like, what's the?
How's the deactivation button on this? Where is it?
Yeah. I do know guns a little bit because I was in the Navy, but they're not super complicated anyway. But if you don't know how to.
I mean, yeah, like if you
watch movies, you could probably guess how to take it apart.
You've never even seen.
But if you've never even seen a movie, yeah, like how would you know how this works even? How would you know it's threatening other than it's being pointed at you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that. Like, no, and I bet you the writers didn't even bother thinking of that either.
Well,
It was just that she has to beat up this person because that's her character, which is fine enough. But then they didn't think beyond. Well, how is this in concept? But what about her character? How would she interact? Yeah, they only thought the only one as far as how would her character interact in this situation? She'd punch her. Then they thought nothing else about her character in that situation.
Yeah.
Like, well, her character wouldn't know what a gun is. They didn't think about that.
Let alone how to take it apart.
Yeah. And then you could have a good joke with 7 and 9. But what the heck is this?
Then I guess
because
like...
phasers don't have. Yeah, in the show they don't have any moving parts, do they? Like, you only.
No.
In DS9, the only thing you ever see is they'll give you like, here's some power packs to put in. So the only moving part would be getting the power pack in and out.
Reloading it.
So maybe you know that part, but you wouldn't know how to. You probably wouldn't even know that there was a bullet in the chamber.
Yeah, no, you would.
So you wouldn't even know to like make sure it's free.
And like, yeah, you don't even really like have to touch any of the wires or anything in there. Like they always have tools that you just wave over it and they fix it somehow.
Yeah, so it's just basically an indication of them not really thinking about their universe that they made. Well, they just wanted her to punch a guy to show that she is a person who's not afraid of violence and she can't be messed around with.
Yeah, but they didn't need that.
But we already knew that because we saw her yell at that old man. So we know she doesn't take guff.
Well, and she shot those...
Yeah, so we already know who she is. So actually the real thing... Oh, I guess they're trying to introduce the fact that there's lots of crime on Earth or something. Even though it's 2024, so it's a little bit future from us even now, I suppose.
Well, yeah, also, why is it, like, in the Star Trek universe, I think it was, like, sometimes in the 90s when they had World War III.
Yeah, they don't really talk about World War III in the 90s. No, actually, when they go back to the 90s in Voyager, they don't even talk about World War III. Or Khan, I suppose, because Khan would be in charge of Earth when they went back to 1997 in Voyager.
Yeah, like 24 is, it should be like a nuclear wasteland.
You know what they should do? How about they not?
It should be like a Mongolian.
Yeah.
Was it Mongolian courtroom with guys with the cowbells?
In Star Trek Pilot, Star Trek Next Generation Pilot. Yeah, and of course in the finale where they bring them back.
And like people in those huge padded drug suits.
Yeah.
With machine guns on their arms.
I do like some of the concepts they have here, but I think the writers just can't pull it off because they don't want to explore properly. Because like the idea of the Borg wanting to join the Federation, I think is kind of an interesting idea that they actually finally wore them down. It's an actual like, it is like the ultimate trust thing, you know?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like that was kind of interesting.
It's not so much about the Borg; it's more like they are the ultimate untrustworthy thing. So it's like, what do you do with your ideals when you're dealing with the most untrustworthy thing in the universe?
Yeah, they
who says they need help?
Introduced an interesting concept in the second episode where, the Borg, they just appeared out of some a space anomaly.
It's the first episode, isn't it?
Yes, like that was good. And they had like an interesting conversation about it too, like maybe this is just another ruse, or if they do turn them away, do they miss an opportunity to have a very powerful ally?
Yeah. Or even just like, how do we come together in the first place?
Yeah.
Like, because they're just robots, right? Or they're not individuals, or their society is set up in such an entirely opposite way from ours. How do we in any way integrate?
Yeah.
Because one of the main things of joining Starfleet is that you have to have a perfect society already, right? Yeah. Because that's why Bajor wasn't joined yet, because they weren't perfect enough or something. Because they still had terrorists and they were still fighting each other. Yeah,
they just came out of a war.
Yeah.
And like the Federation was there to help them.
Yeah.
Get back on their feet.
Yeah.
And yeah. But yeah, like again, that's something that should have been the whole series.
But yeah.
But yeah, no, you're right. Like these writers can't really pull it off.
We're still pretty early into it. Like those themes may develop more, but because of these writers, because of their track record. Well, as I'm saying, because of their track record, I'm predicting I'm not going to like what they do with it.
No.
And this will probably be the... No, you can trick me twice with Star Trek, not a third time. I probably won't watch number 3. Oh no, if it's no, that's right. Number 3 is the last one, so I probably will watch that one because it's the last one.
Number 3?
There's only going to be 3 seasons of Picard.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
Yeah, I'm actually probably not even going to continue Picard at all.
Oh, we're not going to do reviews of 4, 5, and 6?
I really don't want to.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Is it because you don't want to watch any more of the show?
Yes.
I'm still curious more about what they're going to do with the 24th century or 21st century.
Well, I think we already.
But
well, from this episode, I think we already figured out.
Yeah, I know, because it's basically
the whole theme of this.
They did try some
series.
Star Trek 4 type jokes where they're kind of silly, and I didn't enjoy those jokes that they tried.
There were jokes?
Yeah, exactly, right? No triple dumbass on you, which they should do.
That should have.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Well, yeah, I'll do the nostalgia stuff for them.
No, it should have been like that guy from the bus from Voyage Home. Or no, the guy from the car.
There's still more time for it, I guess.
No, not the bus guy. He was in the car, wasn't he?
Yeah, no, when Kirk almost gets ran over by a guy. Yeah, he's like, I think he hits the car. Or, no, the guy brakes before hitting Kirk. He says, dumbass, and then Kirk is like, well, double dumbass on you.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
So then, yeah. But then that guy...
And then there's the punk rocker, yeah.
It's like that because it was like the butterfly effect. Now that guy was so mad at that comment, he went and started his own evil business that does evil. And now in this series, they have to go back and find that guy.
No, I was thinking, yeah, they should have that character. They should have that character throughout, because they go back to 1997 and find Sarah Silverman.
Yeah.
So they should have had that punk rocker in his 40s then, after.
Yeah, he's like the evil goon of the evil corp guy.
And then we see him again then we probably should have seen him even older in the DS9 episode where we're in the 2020. Oh no, and I think, do you know what year the DS9 episode takes place when they go back into the past? Into like the Los Angeles where all the poor people are put into special areas in the city,
like concentration camps.
Yeah, and then
I don't know. Yeah,
and Cisco has to Cisco accidentally gets somebody killed, so he has to pretend to be the hero of the situation.
Yeah, no.
Was that also 20? I believe it was a 2020.
I think it was like
actually.
somewhere. Yeah, I think it was like in 2020, something like that.
Was it like 2024 even? What is this the same? They didn't say it yet, but was that little area where they popped up like one of those concentration camps?
Oh yeah, so it should be so it should be like immense.
Oh yeah, so we're talking about the punk, his life. Yeah, so he'd be really, so he would be, so now he'd be in his like 50s or 60s maybe.
Yeah.
And he can be whatever character show up there.
I mean, he's the Watcher.
The punk who got
when like Spock gave him a nerve pinch, maybe he transferred some of his mind into him.
Yeah.
Because Vulcans can do that, I guess.
Yeah, that's right. And Spock's the Watcher.
Yeah.
There you go.
Right. So yeah, no, Rios. He's
taken.
He's taken to a hospital.
Yeah.
And it spends a long time not getting his comm badge back.
I remember the subtle setup for that, where it's like, you can't be read anywhere, like by any scanners. No hospitals. It's like, are they going to a hospital? As soon as she said that, and Rios gets hurt, and it's like, oh yeah, they can't go to a hospital, so that's going to be a problem. And they go to another kind of hospital.
Don't get arrested by the police.
Oh yeah, I wonder if anyone. Yeah. But anyway, it was like an immigrant place or something like that, where
that was like some kind of like free clinic.
Yeah, free clinic for people who don't want to be.
It was like some kind of illegal free hospital kind of thing.
And is that where they did the cut when he gets arrested?
What was the final scene? It was,
or was it?
No, like he gets his comm badge stolen by a kid.
Oh, that's right, the precocious. Oh, that kid.
Yeah, right, annoying child.
And it's not the actor's fault or anything; it's the writers who were like, "Hey, let's have this."
And the director who cast the child.
I feel like this is what this must be. It's a 10-hour thing. I think they just go with their first idea every time. You know what I mean? Like,
see, I think they don't have any ideas.
No, but it's like,
I mean, like they need to
and it's
fill out 10 episodes, but they only have.
It's like they don't throw out ideas either. Like, there's no idea. Like,
yeah, but no, like they're trying to fill like 10 episodes, but they only have like an idea for like one episode.
Yeah.
So they have to stretch out that episode. So they have to like throw everything in.
Well, they had an idea for one movie, basically. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you're right. Like they're just throwing stuff in just for to pad out the time.
Yeah, because that kid scene really goes on for a while, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because it feels like every scene it always feels like, all right, I got the point now. Like I always feel like, all right, now I understand everything here, and then we just keep on going.
Because we need to fill out time.
Yeah.
Just keep it going.
Yeah, that one scene where everyone's in that room after their crash on Earth, everything's explained in that one scene. Yeah. And then we do it again with all the characters when they're all separate.
Yeah.
No, the point of that scene was so that you don't have to do it again with all the characters. That's how movies work. One character wakes up and discovers they're in a different universe. Because we discover they're in a different universe with them, so then we don't have to do it again with the next guy, because we already know what he's going to discover, because we already saw it with the person before him. So yeah, it's just a lot of repetitiveness, a lot of scenes going on long past their finish time. I don't know how many other streaming shows I'm actually watching to compare that to others. I feel like Picard may be the worst out of all of them, probably doing that.
Yeah.
Because even Vikings, I'm watching Vikings Valhalla, and that can probably drag on a bit, but they don't seem to, I don't know, the pacing doesn't seem to be too bad there. Maybe because I like what they're saying and what they're doing, because I'm engaged by what they're doing.
Yeah, you're interested in the characters and the story.
Yeah, no, because without this becoming a review of Vikings Valhalla, they have a great characters, like, a boy king who has to fight the Vikings, even though he's no way prepared. And there's a great twist involving him, too. And, yeah. Watch Viking Valhalla instead of this. It's also a Canadian show, too. Vikings and Viking Valhalla are Canadian shows, so you should watch them, too. Picard is not a Canadian show. In fact, it's the only Star Trek show not being shot in Canada, so you should not feel bad for not watching it.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess final thoughts. It's a bad show. Don't bother watching it.
All right.
Picard is a bad show. Don't bother watching it.
Yes. Oh. All right. So my next question is, these terrible Borgs who can assimilate anything, can the Batmobile from the 60s save us from them, or are we doomed to be assimilated forever? Yeah. When Commander Sisko, Dr. Bashir, and Jadzia Dax beam down to Earth from the Defiant, an accident occurs, no less. And they materialize in San Francisco in the year
2024.
2024.